I forgot where the button was. I'm just going to say hello, everyone. Hopefully you are hearing us here in Facebook land. And yep, we are live. Hi, everyone. This is Cindy Harrison, your host of Artfully Connected with Cindy Harrison Facebook group, as well as Artful Webinars. And our guest tonight is Miss Liz Miller. How's it going?
Good, good. I'm excited to be seen tonight.
Absolutely. It is nice to be seen, isn't it?
It is.
Definitely. Um, I want to see if I can go. There we go. So we're together. And so you're going to be doing something special, which I've been looking forward to for quite a long time. It's always interesting to, I guess, as my mentor once said, Kelly, you got to make some ugly, and bug bites can be ugly.
Mhm.
So she
Beautifully ugly.
Right, right. So, because not everything is perfect, right, in nature.
That's right.
And so adding that bug bite adds like a sense of realism to your painting. It's like it just bumps it up a notch, right? Kicks
It
it up a
does.
notch.
Exactly.
So this is going to be a really fun little demo, and I hope that the people who are here will enjoy it as much as I will, and Liz will in painting and showing how easy it is to do this, these little things that kind of just give that little extra, something to your painting. And so if you are here, thank you so much. Let us know where you're from, and if you're going to try and do these little things with her, or you're just watching and you will try your bug bites and water drops later. So let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this replay too. If you have questions either during the live or even after the live is over, you can put an @ in front of her name, and she'll be notified that there's a question and she'll get back to it. Or if it's live, I will, let her know what the question is and she will answer it live. So we have many ways of getting this information to you that you need to bump up your artful journey to the next level. And that's what we're all here about, is to share our knowledge with you and help you along your artful journey. So please feel free to also post any of your artwork with the bug bites and the water drops, and what we'd love to see them. So you can always put an @ at my name too, so I am notified that you have something posted that you'd like me to see. But other than that, I'm going to say, why don't you take it away? Tell us what you're going to do tonight and show us, and I will give you the floor.
All right. Thank you, Cindy.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for being here with us so we can do this tonight. I am going to switch my cameras here. And there we go. I am over here. If you've been watching Artfully Creative, you've seen this photo that I posted with bug bites and the water drops on it. And I've also posted, to get my Zoom working here, this piece that I have painted. This was part of a trilogy that I had, and these are the generic leaves. And as far as leaves are concerned, tonight we'll be talking about generic leaves, but the theory behind bug bites and water drops works for any leaf, anything. So it doesn't have to be just this particular leaf. Now, if you're interested in this study, a pattern packet is available. And I posted the link on Artfully Created, so you'll find it there. And we can post it again in the comments when I finish here. It's on my website, artfulendeavors.net. Um, and I also have a video that takes you through the leaf study. So if you'd like to know more about how I paint leaves, it's very detailed, and we'll have information on there on the bug bites and the water drops also. So no, the video does not, but the packet does. So as Cindy was saying, that the bug bites and the water drops are something that really bring attention to a spot in your painting. So if we look at this painting, I did not put the bug bite down here. I did not put it up here. I put it where I wanted to put full focus. So it's right in this section. There's my bug bite. There's a little bug bite. Got a water drop coming off of the leaf there. So it is one of those little details that you put in your center of interest or some area that you really want to pull interest. Now, if I put water drops all over the place, they wouldn't have all that much impact because it's everywhere. But if I put it in a special place, even if I put 2 or 3, in this area, that would help you pull your attention to that area. Same thing with bug bites. You don't want to put your bug bites just everywhere. They're that detail that helps pull your attention to that area. So I have diagrammed and painted the water drops and the bug bites. And this is a pretty simple way to do the water drops. One thing that we have to think about is, where do we put the water drops? And let's just talk about a leaf here to start with. Cindy, can you see those leaves?
Yeah, they're very faint, but yeah.
Okay. Well, does that help?
Yep.
Okay. Let me grab my pen here. This is going to help. I wanted to just show you how I drew my leaves. Now, again, we're talking about a generic leaf, and usually I'll draw my vein line first. And the far side of the leaf, it could be smooth or it could have more detail to it, but usually there's my vein line to make a smooth one. And in my leaf study, I'll break down the structure of leaves and exactly what's going on with the leaf. But if we have this leaf, we're going to have secondary veining on this leaf. And my secondary veining is going to come down, and it has the same shape as the base of the leaf. So there are certain leaves, like if we painted a violet leaf, their structure starts out a little bit different. A dogwood leaf is going to come out from this central area back here. The pen's giving out. Okay. So if you're painting a specific flower, I always like to look and see exactly what the structure of that leaf was. I used to see dogwood leaves painted like this, and a dogwood leaf does not have that shape and it does not have that leaf structure. So I like to make sure that my leaves are actually the kind of leaf that goes with the flower. Now, one thing that we need to pay attention to is your water drop's always going to drop down. So you want to see what direction your leaf is going. If we had a leaf that is um, sticking out more vertically, maybe we might have more of a round water drop if it's sticking there. If we have one that's pointed downward, that water drop is going to be coming down. We might even have a water drop that's coming off the tip of the leaf. Okay. The other thing is maybe we have a berry and we have a water drop that's coming down the side of that berry. That one's dropping off. Anytime we have a round object, as we're painting realistically and in correct dimension, the center of that round object is going to be coming straight towards you. Then as it goes out to the side, it starts to curve and finally finishes up with that curve on the outside. So if, let's say, here's our curve on this side, we'll just dot it in. If I put a water drop here, it has to be on that curve. Okay. If I were to put it right here in the center, which I would not, it would need to be coming straight towards you. Okay. If this berry or whatever it is, looks like a sliced orange, was sitting on the table, then I'd have my water drop sitting out there with it. Okay. So the main thing with water drops is to make sure that they're falling in the direction they should be falling. So let's see if I can strengthen this leaf here. Now, coming down a leaf, as far as bug bites are concerned, I want to have like a little mouth hole coming through that. And here we've got a little bit bigger one. Now, maybe the bug bit into the leaf. So we've got a bug bite inside the leaf there. So we could have bug bites. Maybe the bug just chewed on the leaf and we've got a little chewed edge. So we can do this several ways. Like I'm going to get a brush here, get a little bit bigger one, and base coat my leaf. Part of painting water drops and bug bites is having it the correct color for your surface. So I'm really shaky tonight. So we'll see how this goes. Now, in my video, I will break down how I do my base coating for my leaves. And I'm not leaving a space for that bug bite. I did accidentally leave a little space up here at the top, which I could turn into a bug bite. But as I'm base coating my leaf, I'm pulling from my center vein down that side of the leaf. And I'm following the direction my secondary veining would go. So any streaks, let's see, trying to paint that one thicker. I don't know if you can see, there are some streaks on there, and the streaks would be following the direction of the secondary veining. So I'm pulling those strokes. This is just taking the paint off, but you can see following the direction the secondary veining would go on that leaf. Right. So if I have my leaf here, the bug bite there. It's a good thing I'm doing bug bites tonight since I'm so shaky. And we'll put a bug bite there. Now our secondary veining is going to follow the shape of the base of the leaf. If you've been one of my students in the past, you can probably recite this with me. So we're looking at this leaf as if it's hanging down toward us. Okay, so it's curving down like that. So if this side is curving down, I could have a water drop that's dropping down off the curve of that leaf. You can always put one on your center vein. Okay. If the leaf were flat, then we would have this type of water drop. But right now, these leaves are all pointing down. So while this is drying, I have a circle here. This could be any type of berry or fruit. Okay. And again, I'll do this with my chalk pencil. We have our planes down the very center. It's coming toward us. Now, we could have this, say, an orange or an apple, and we could have the center here, so the bottom would be directly opposite. Okay, but still, that center plane is going to be coming down right here. Gets a little more curved as it goes out and ends up on the edge. And with me drawing this with the chalk pencil, this already starts to look round. because we're developing the planes. And when I base coat anything round like this, I would pull in the direction of the planes. Okay. Any streaks, help it go ahead and look round. So with a round object, we could have a water drop that's coming off the edge of it. If it's a little further down, remember it would still go straight down. We wouldn't have it curving in there. Okay. But we could have a few water drops coming off of this, we'll call it an orange. Okay, my leaves are starting to get dry here. Okay, this one's a little more dry. If I put my vein line back in there, always want my vein line to point toward the tip of the leaf, but never go all the way. If you go all the way, it looks really stiff. Let's go ahead and just sketch in secondary veining. Now, painting this leaf, I would be putting my shape-forming shadows in here, like I have on these leaves. And you can see that the side looks like they're curving down, and my water drops look like they're dropping down. Okay, the one over here, I've sketched on water drops, and I think it's a good idea to sketch them on. If I were to sketch a water drop that looked like that darker so you could see it like that, that just doesn't look right. Okay, so with my chalk pencil, I can take it off. So if I sketch it first, then it gives me an idea if it looks right. So once we've got that, then it's pretty simple actually to paint the water drop. Let's talk about the shadow for that water drop. I'm going to paint the one on the leaf here. So any shadow that we put on here has to be the shadow color for that leaf. So I've got my black green here. I had base coated that with a medium value green. And I'll put just a little bit more of that on my palette over here. And I'm going to use the largest brush that works good for me here. And I'm going to side load my brush. Now, Cindy and I have another demo planned for, I have to look up the date, where I go through how I do my side loading. So I hope you'll be back for that. So I'm going to pull a J stroke. I'm going to say my light's coming from the left side. So that's going to put the shadow up here behind the water drop. I've got a water drop down here. We'll do a J shape. That puts my shadow behind that water drop. And I'm going to get out some white here. It's a good thing to practice these water drops, but they're pretty easy and they're just J strokes, looking for a little bit smaller flat brush. And I know I just put it back in here. But there it is. I'm going to load in titanium white. And I'm going to go backwards from what I did before with J stroke. I'm going to come down and back up. So here we go. We've got to go down. Make that J coming back up. Usually, you just want to do it that one time. Get my liner brush, pick up my paint on my liner brush, give myself a sharp point, and I'm going to have a glint right where the light is hitting. But then along this back side, I'll have a little bit of shine off the floor. So here the light's hitting. I have a little bit of shine back there. So let's do a bigger water drop. So here we've got our water drop. So first thing I want to do is get my shadow. Now I'm painting on this surface and the green is not going to work. So I have a shadow color that would work for that background that I'm going to put out here. So get my side leg going here. And we're going to do our J stroke. Notice that I'm not turning my brush, so it's going to be thin, thicker, thin. Only want to do that one time. Wash my brush. I'm picking up my white. And I'm going to do thin. This is inside the water drop. So this comes up the back. Pull, pull, pull. So I've got this shine happening on the back, off of the back, through the water drop, picking up my glint. We're going to have a glint here on the front. And we'll have a little something happening on the back. It doesn't matter if it's dot, dot, dash, or dash, dot, anything that's going to look like it's coming through that water drop. Okay. And I should have pulled out that front edge. There we go. So let's do that again. So got water dropping down. Now I could do my light first and down, doing my J stroke. And picking up my background color, shadow color. And I'm going to start around here. And here's my J coming up. Here's my plant off the front. And let it shine through the back about what we got. Now, on a round object, it's going to be just the same. So if I load up with my white, and I'm still keeping my light source to the left. So here, this one's coming down. So it's going to have the light still on that left side. Same thing through this little guy. So it's really just 3 steps of light, shadow, and glint. Oops, I don't want to do that. Started for the wrong color. Let's do this background color. So here we've got our J, so it'll be thick. And it gets the end coming up that backside. And put my glints in there. Okay. And as those dry, I can even erase my contour lines. And it still looks like those water drops are dropping down that object. Now, I can have a water drop that's just sitting on the surface and it's going to be a little more round. So we've still got our 3 steps. I'm going to start with my white. And our light's coming from the upper left. So we'll create the light there. Our shadow is going to be behind it. So I'm going to start back here behind it and just go right under. So each one of these I would want to keep my brush in exactly the same direction, which would be pointing toward my light source up here. And here's my white. I'm going to have a glint up here on top. That would have a little reflected light down on the bottom. All right, so there's my water drop sitting down there. So you've got your 3 steps. Okay. Any questions about water drops so far? Keeping it simple.
I haven't seen any questions yet, Liz, but people are enjoying being here and watching this. So I'm enjoying even just the drawing lesson that you're giving us. So keep it going.
It's in my packets. It's all in the packets. So let's talk about bug bites. And usually, if your bug is going to be chewing on your leaf, then you're going to have a dead edge to it. So it's going to be brownish or yellowish or whitish. Part of this is going to be determined by what else is in your painting. Like if you were painting red flowers, then I would coordinate with red. Maybe there's some yellow in the center, and you could have an orangish or reddish bug bite in there. So it depends on what else is going on. Now, I base coated these leaves, and the bug bite is not there. So what we have to do to get the bug bite is I've figured out that if I mix these two colors together, I get a similar color to my background. It'll do. So if I come in here and paint my background color in there, now it looks like there's a hole in my leaf. So let's put a hole in this leaf. Now, your bug bite is going to have a bite shape, kind of like that. So if I have painted my leaf and I didn't leave place for the bug bite, I can come back in again with this same background color and put my bitten area in there. So you want it to look like you're looking through the whole leaf. If you look at this, it looks like you're seeing the same color. So that's going to make it look like a hole there. So in my side loading, choose this big brush. I'm going to prepare my brush with my bite color. And I'm going to get a good side load so it fades away. Might need a little more paint than that. Always want to dip twice instead of a deep dip. Okay. So if this is my bug bite here, I want to paint all the way around it. So I'm doing little short pulls all the way around that bite. Pick up a little more paint. We'll do this one. I'm going to start on the edge of the leaf. Pull, because I want it to fade away into the leaf. I'm going all the way around it. That one shows better. So it looks like it got bent. Now, doing the bug bite inside the leaf, I want to make sure that I'm going all the way around it. So one advantage us decorative painters have, if we're painting on a smaller surface, we can turn it around, but you want that bitten area to go all the way around that bite. going to consider this a bug bite. So keeping my strong paint edge towards the bug bite. Whatever bug that was, it really liked that leaf. Now, I could say the bug's been chewing on the edge of that leaf also. I can come in.
I'd say it was family dinner night on that leaf.
Yeah. And notice that I didn't just paint one side of the leaf. I came up this back side a little bit too. You never wanted to divide your leaf completely in half. It looks really unnatural. So that leaf got really chewed up. So we're going to come around. Keeping my paint edge toward the center of that hole. We'll come all the way around. Let's see, on this side, maybe I'll come around. Let it bite down just a little further. Okay, so that's bitten a little bit differently. Gosh, it almost looks like a face. I always see faces in things. And we could have a little bit of chewing going on this backside. So there's our bug bite. That's pretty simple. You just want to make sure that you choose a color that works with your piece. Now, with this, I didn't have anything else that I needed to match, so I could just choose what color I wanted to. But it could be something like raw sienna, burnt sienna. This is Red Spice by Deco Art, someplace here.
So if you're putting it next to an apple, say in a painting with apples, you would use the red tones or the red shading tones.
You want to make sure that it shows. If you're painting a red apple, you probably have some other accent colors in that apple. Maybe it has a little bit of yellow in it someplace, and or a yellow green. So keeping with the yellow theme or orange, you could still use something like the red spice. You could use salted caramel is a nice new color. You could use raw sienna. Any of those colors would work for a chewed edge. Okay, your homework with this is to go out and look at leaves and see what color bug bites are. So it's makes you look at everything a little bit differently once you start painting them. How are we doing here? I don't have a bug bite on this, but this is from the video. This is my leaf study journal, and it really breaks down all about how I paint realistic leaves. Now, this generic leaf. On this one, I did put red berries. So I have some bitten areas on these leaves, got a little bite there. Got some edges on here. Often the tips will start to dry because they grew out there first. And so I picked up berry colors that I put into my chewed edges on here. The other thing is, if you're using this as an accent color, you want to put it in your veins, your tendrils also. You see on this one, I have all of our accent colors. I've got a little bit of something like the salted caramel in here in some of the dried looking areas. See, it's right there. Could even be something like tangerine, but I've added that to my tendrils also. And anytime you add a color, you want to have it throughout your piece. In some way, you want to have your area that's more detailed, that's really eye-catching, but then the tendrils, the colors, the shape, pull your eye through the rest of your piece here. So you want to coordinate that. So bug bites and water drops are really pretty easy. And, you know, if you want more on painting leaves, I do have the packet and I do have the video. Anything, Cindy, you would like me to repeat?
I don't think so. Anybody have any questions in the audience or would like to see her repeat anything? Otherwise, I guess we can also ask for suggestions for other areas that they would be interested in getting a refresher on or learning for the first time. Um, and you know, we can let Liz know and she'll come back. You said the next one you're going to be working on, what
Side
was,
loading was what we had said. Uh, let us know if there's interest in seeing how I do my side loading. Let me grab something here.
so yeah, if there's anything, let's see, Carol's like, took this class with you before, loved the class.
Good, good.
And Debbie said that she's learning a lot. She's glad that she's able to watch this.
Every time you work on something, you learn a little bit more from it. Um, so my students, when I had my studio and I would go through side loading, and then in about a certain period of time, they would say, "Can we review side loading?" And we'd go back and do it again. This is a painting that I I can't remember whose design it was right now, but I painted this quite a long time ago. But here's my water drops using the same technique. Here on this orange, you see that here's my backwards J for my light. Yeah. And here's the J for my shadow that's in the orange color. So that works. Here we've got a water drop falling off the edge of this orange section. I always loved this section here. This water drops falling down, okay, using the same technique there. So these leaves are different shape, but painted the same way that I usually paint my leaves. Okay. You can also do a puddle, but we'll talk about that another time. And it's fun to have. On this, I think my original one, I had a puddle of juice out here. So those are fun things to paint. So, all right. Then if there are no more questions about this, I wanted to do a quick commercial here.
Go for it.
My this one's not complete, but this is from my barn, Bright Day barn that's coming up in June. And hopefully I'll get this one finished as we paint. But look at the picture to see it finished. The picture's on Artful Webinars, and sign up is open right now. And really loved the contrast between the shadow and the light on this painting. And then we have bunches of flowers out here in front. And it's a good one to give the impression of leaves and flowers. So this is one of my favorites, recent favorites. This will be 3 weeks. And this is, let me pull up my calendar here to make sure I'm telling you right. This will be on Tuesdays, and it starts on June 3rd, 10th, and then finishes on the 17th. And we're doing 3 weeks, 2.5 hours. So we get everything in here. So that's my Bright Day Barn acrylic. I've done it on canvas. My original was 16 by 20, but I'll be demoing on either this size or 11 by 14. So it fits under my camera. Then on, let me grab my shells here. Okay, they'll be on the website. I've cleaned up, so I'm not sure what I did with them. But the shells and surf, we'll be doing 2 of my series of 4. Here's the one that I've already taught, and the sand dollar is on my website as the packet, and the starfish are already packets. And we'll be doing the sea urchin, and we'll be doing the Scotch bonnet and scallop in the class. And that one is July 15th. And I've got to get Cindy the details for that.
Now, the water foam that you've got there, is that incorporating some of the things that you taught us tonight about water drops, or?
A little bit, but there's a good bit different with this. These are really not water drops, they're air bubbles.
Oh, cool. So you get it. We need to do an air bubble demo.
Yeah, you get to learn. And if you do all 4 of these, this one is advancing wave. And one of the others is a retreating waves, and you get all that foam sitting on the beach. And then one other is dry sand, and one is wet sand. So
Mm.
if you do all 4 of them, you get the whole concept there of wave coming in, the sand, wetting the sand, and then going back out and leaving the sand wet.
That's very interesting. Ellen wants to know if you have a favorite brush for the bug bites and water drops.
If I have a what?
Favorite brush?
Oh, a flat. And it just depends on what size the water drop is. But I'm a flat brush person, and I really like the Sharp brushes. Depends on how big the water drop is, like I said, but you don't want to get too small. Usually a size 10 works pretty good if the water drop's really small, an 8. I was doing pretty big leaves, so you could see more tonight, so I was using my half inch. Um, but I really like the golden Tacklon from Sharf.
So it depends on the size of your water drops or your element that you're putting it on, right? That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I don't think there's any other questions, but oh, you got more commercial. Okay.
Yeah. This is the Coastal Rec, and this is coming up July 29th. And this is like inland water and an old boat that's been sitting out there for quite a while. Most of this painting is done with the Bringle blender, the flat Bringle blender. And I use that one a lot. Here we go. So there's my flat Bringle blender, and this is different than a regular flat brush. It has a different bristle to it. Used to be badger hair, but I'm not sure what it is these days. Hopefully something not badger. Hope they didn't catch the badger.
So
Uh,
weren't those the ones that Mary Owens used for oil rouging? The flat Bringle blenders?
that's been so long ago that I did that with her. I think somebody mentioned that. There's also
The
the
ones, yeah.
shape. So it may have been one of those. So,
So in this lesson, in this project, you're going to learn how to use the flat Bringle blender to make all these different textures.
right. We did the trees, the grasses, the water. Um, so lots of different things in here with
With
that.
brush.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Hello. Yes. So, and Cindy and I've got more plans. So, let us know how we did. And if you want to see more, um, we're talking about detailed demos, just breaking down some technique or some theory. So I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. Thank you very much. And thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome, and go check out artfulendeavors.net is her website, and you can see all the pattern packets that she has available. You can find her leaf and water droplet study, her bug bite and water droplets, whatever you call it. I'm still on Italy time, so anyway. So yeah, go check that out and try your hand at it. Do some bug bites, do some leaves and water droplets and post them so we can all see. And don't forget to tag Liz and myself and we'll go check it out. Thank you so much, Liz, for being here tonight, for sharing your talents with us once again. And I hope that you all out there try this either on the replay or from tonight live. But yes, if you have, thank you for being here, watching the replay and being here tonight with Liz and making comments. We love your comments. So please come back and check us out. I know that I have another demonstration on, ooh, I guess it's a Watch, Learn, and Create with Debbie Cushing on Friday night at 7 o'clock. So come on back and check that out on Friday night and have a great rest of your evening. Right? Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.